Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. We are back with another edition of Ask Sheriff Swanson. And the sheriff is joining us now this morning. Chris, it is good to see you. How are you this Friday?
Doing great. Thanks for having me back. Thank you, everybody.
Of course. We love to see you. Okay, so today we are talking about something very timely, construction safety on roadways. We know that there's two seasons in Michigan. It's winter and construction season. So, Sheriff, what are some things that we should always be on the lookout for in construction zones?
So thanks for the opportunity. I'm going to speak to two crowds. The first one is the obvious, and that's us, the driver. You know, it's happening everywhere. I don't think anybody watching right now has not been caught into a traffic jam in the last 7 days somewhere, wherever you've been driving. And so it's good to see that it's happening, but all at once, it can be very, very frustrating. Yeah. So I want people, myself included, to be patient with what's happening. And if you see a merge sign, merge. Don't wait and drive flying past everybody in the left lane and try to jam in the front, because that's what backs things up for miles. If you are that person, you are just crossing everybody who's in the line. So that's the first thing, is be patient, but also we work together and merge when we're supposed to. Traffic keeps flowing. But as soon as you smash on those brakes because you're trying to jam in, that's what creates the havoc that we see today. That's the first thing. The second thing is, be very aware that when you see barrels and signs and roads that are being pinched off and workers, put your phones away, pay attention, because sometimes you're only talking inches that a mirror is missing a worker in a yellow or an orange vest. I mean, those folks on the other end, I need to speak to them too, because they put their lives on the line every day on roads and highways around the state.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous job, the operating engineers and the laborers.
I can't imagine having that job, you know, just being on the road. Driving in a car is nerve-wracking. Just imagine working on the road is probably crazy. So
yeah. When people are flying by, they're just missing you. I got a quick story.
Yeah.
We had a bridge in Genesee County, 0-23, and it was being worked on by the contractor, CA Hull, a great organization, and they do a lot of bridge work. They've been around for 90-plus years, and we didn't have the signage that we needed. And that next day that they started the project, because they can't always control the signage, we had a massive semi-truck rear end, and then a second accident that nearly cost someone their life.
Wow.
I met with the staff on the bridge. They connected me with their site supervisor. We were able to get signage there, and that's how it works. So any law enforcement or anybody out there, if you feel there's a need for signage, work together to let people know in advance that there's construction worker. And since that time, we've not had an accident, which I'm very, very thankful of. But, you know, it's not what we normally are used to, and sometimes we take the same paths to work. And when you add that traffic congestion and human beings that have no cover, that's a time for all of us to pay attention. It's dangerous.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to rush through those zones. You're probably going to get into your destination at the same time anyway, so why risk it? So,
right.
Sheriff, I do want to obviously talk about construction, but there's also some concern in the water as well as we reach, you know, summer in full effect.
So we actually already did a spot here on our Friday edition about voter safety, and we were able to teach our course, but we have already experienced in Genesee County our first fatality. It was a late night birthday party. I mean, they were having a good time, but they weren't drunk. They went out into a boat, and there was 3. And I have said before, if you are not comfortable with your swimming skills, take a life jacket, put on a flotation device, and that's exactly what happened here. They were out, they were fishing. One person caught a fish. They jumped up to celebrate. Boom, the boat flipped, and we lost a young 20-year-old that was from Southfield, Michigan, and it took us 3 days to recover the body. We're working with the family. It's a tragedy, but I say that because I personally experienced a moment where I kind of wasn't paying attention. To my friends in Gladwin County, I was up there 2 weeks ago at Sugar Springs Lake, and I had my brother-in-law on jet ski, and I'm just kind of tooling around, and I'm telling you, Blake, there wasn't a bunch of boats out there at all, but as I'm tooling around, I literally just was in such an awe about how cool it was and how beautiful it was, because I don't own a jet ski.
Yeah.
I literally lost focus of like somebody right in front of me, and for that 1 or 2 seconds, I thought, oh my gosh, when you're on a jet ski going 30, 35 miles an hour, you've got to be aware of tubers and divers and people that are on jet skis and other places. And it was nobody around me, but it was a reality check that here's a guy that promotes safety, but I can get distracted too.
Yeah.
So I changed all of how I did things, and that was on a lake that was private. You know, it was a beautiful day, and that's how fast tragedies can happen, whether it's a drowning or an accident. So just stay focused, pay attention. I learned that lesson, and I was so thankful. It was just that 1 or 2 seconds that reminded me that that it applies to all of us.
And you know what? I think that applies whether you're on water or land. I find myself doing that sometimes too,
Yes.
on the road especially, where I'm like, whoa, I need to take a second and refocus because I almost just caused an accident that could have hurt myself or many of others.
How many times have you literally been at like an intersection and drove through and you don't even remember if the light was green or red? Like I'm sure it was green, but you're on such an autopilot response. Or
Yes.
You ever go to work and you think, how did I even get here? Because you're on that muscle memory.
Yeah.
Think how dangerous that is. I mean, we do things over and over, we get comfortable, but that's when we can get caught.
Absolutely. Good to be vigilant. All right, Sheriff, we appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody. Be safe.
Absolutely. All right, it's your turn at home. If you have a burning question for the sheriff, just send it to us at WNEM@WNEM.com or send it to our social media.